Want to speak real Vietnamese from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at Vietnamesepod101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what kind of movies do you like? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about movies and ask other people about their favorite kinds of movies. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Movies and TV PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
Tôi thích phim kinh dị.
Once more with the English translation.
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
What kind of movies do you like?
Tôi thích phim kinh dị.
I like horror movies. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what kind of movies do you like? That's,
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
listen to it again.
Bạn thích xem phim gì? Bạn thích xem phim gì?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Tôi thích.
type of movie. I like type of movie. For example, I like horror movies.
Tôi thích phim kinh dị. Tôi thích phim kinh dị.
Here are a few more kinds of movies you can use with the same pattern to talk about movies. Horror movies.
Phim kinh dị. Phim kinh dị.
Comedy movies.
Phim hài. Phim hài.
Fantasy movies.
Phim viễn tưởng. Phim viễn tưởng.
Romance movies.
Phim tình cảm lãng mạn. Phim tình cảm lãng mạn.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
Tôi thích phim hài.
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
Tôi thích phim viễn tưởng.
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
Tôi thích phim tình cảm lãng mạn.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what kind of movies do you like?
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
Imagine you like comedies. Do you remember how to say comedy?
Phim hài. Phim hài.
Say, I like comedies.
Tôi thích phim hài.
Now answer the question saying that you like comedies.
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
Tôi thích phim hài.
Now imagine that you like fantasy movies. Do you remember how to say fantasy?
Phim viễn tưởng. Phim viễn tưởng.
Say, I like fantasy movies.
Tôi thích phim viễn tưởng.
Now, answer the question saying you like fantasy movies.
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
Tôi thích phim viễn tưởng.
Now imagine you like romantic movies. Do you remember how to say romantic?
Phim tình cảm lãng mạn. Phim tình cảm lãng mạn.
Say, I like romantic movies.
Tôi thích phim tình cảm lãng mạn.
Now answer the question saying you like romantic movies.
Bạn thích xem phim gì?
Tôi thích phim tình cảm lãng mạn.
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what are you doing during the holiday? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your holiday plans. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your National Holidays PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì?
Tôi đang định đi biển.
Once more with the English translation.
Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì?
What are you doing for Lunar New Year?
Tôi đang định đi biển.
I'm planning to go to the beach. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what are you doing for Lunar New Year? That's
Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì?
Tet holiday, the Vietnamese Lunar New Year, marks the new year according to the traditional calendar inherited from China. Listen to it again.
Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì? Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì?
This Vietnamese sentence literally translates as, what are you doing for the coming Lunar New Year holiday? But it means, what are you doing for Lunar New Year? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Tôi đang định.
plan. I'm planning to plan. For example, I'm planning to go to the beach.
Tôi đang định đi biển. Tôi đang định đi biển.
Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk about your plans. Go to the beach.
Đi biển. Đi biển.
Travel.
Đi du lịch. Đi du lịch.
Stay home.
Ở nhà. Ở nhà.
Go to the movies.
Đi xem phim. Đi xem phim.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì? Tôi đang định đi du lịch. Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì? Tôi đang định ở nhà. Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì? Tôi đang định đi xem phim.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What are you doing for Lunar New Year?"
Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì?
Imagine you're planning to travel. Do you remember how to say, "travel"?
Đi du lịch. Đi du lịch.
Say, "I'm planning to travel."
Tôi đang định đi du lịch.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to travel.
Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì? Tôi đang định đi du lịch.
Now, imagine you're planning to stay home. Do you remember how to say, "stay home"?
Ở nhà. Ở nhà.
Say, "I'm planning to stay home."
Tôi đang định ở nhà.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to stay home.
Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì? Tôi đang định ở nhà.
Now imagine you're planning to go to the movies. Do you remember how to say, "go to the movies"?
Đi xem phim. Đi xem phim.
Say, "I'm planning to go to the movies."
Tôi đang định đi xem phim.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to go to the movies.
Tết Nguyên đán này bạn sẽ làm gì? Tôi đang định đi xem phim.
Want to speak your target language with confidence and impress native speakers? When learning to speak a new language, you have lots of things to think about, including grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Because you're thinking of all of these things and trying to speak, it can be difficult to communicate with confidence, especially in the beginning. This is why it's helpful to make confidence-building exercises part of your language learning process. In this video, you'll learn 7 ways to boost your confidence. 1. Read out loud. This might seem pretty basic, but it's a great way to practice speaking. Reading aloud lets you practice speaking without having to think about grammar or things to talk about. Reading out loud lets you focus on your pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. It can help you learn to speak more smoothly and quickly, without even thinking about it. If you're using our lessons, read the dialogue out loud as you listen. You can read along with the dialogue tool, the lesson notes, or the transcript. 2. Read like a child. This might sound strange, but think about children learning to read. They go slow and sound everything out. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 tries before they read a new word smoothly, and a few more tries before they can read it at a natural pace. This example applies to language learning too. If you find a complex sentence in something you're reading, read it slowly at first, then speed up. With practice, you'll be able to say it easily. It might feel a bit silly to speak very slowly, but this kind of practice can help you identify tough sounds you might miss or say incorrectly when reading quickly. 3. Use the dialogue breakdown tool. If you're using our site, this is a great tool to take advantage of. It breaks down lesson conversations into individual lines. You can listen to the audio for each line, learn what each line means, and can reread and review as much as you want. 4. Use the voice recorder to record and compare yourself with native speakers. Just click on the microphone icon next to each line in the dialogue section. You can use this tool to perfect your pronunciation if you like, but this is also something you can use to work on speaking with confidence at native level speed. You'll find this tool in the dialogue section of all of our lessons. 5. Repeat and review old lesson conversations. Reviewing what you've studied in the past is the best way to make sure you maintain what you've learned. Go back to older lessons, download the lesson dialogue tracks, and re-listen to the conversations again and again. Or you can reread the dialogue lines from previous lessons until you've mastered them all. 6. Shadow conversations. Repeat what you hear out loud. This tactic is important, but it can be tricky when you're doing a brand new lesson. If you're reviewing dialogues from lessons you've done, though, it's super easy to do. Just listen to the dialogue and repeat what you hear. Shadowing means mimicking the speaker as soon as they speak, following their intonation and rhythms as closely as possible. 7. Send recordings to your Premium Plus teacher. If you want to speak with confidence, there's no better confidence boost than feedback from a native speaker, and you get just that with a Premium Plus teacher. You can record yourself reciting a lesson dialogue or any dialogue of your own, and your teacher will give you specific tips on how to improve. From the tips your teacher gives you, choose at least one and practice, practice, practice. Being able to react quickly and with confidence in a conversation is typically not something you can do on your first try, but if you continue practicing, you'll gradually find yourself speaking with ease. And for even more ways to build your speaking confidence, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to use when talking on the phone. After watching this video, you'll be able to ask for someone on the phone and to put someone on hold. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making a Phone Call PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Xin chào, tôi muốn nói chuyện với người phụ trách.
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Once more with the English translation.
Xin chào, tôi muốn nói chuyện với người phụ trách.
Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Okay, just a moment. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say hello on the phone. That's
Xin chào. Xin chào.
Then you'll need to learn how to say, I'd like to speak with person. The pattern is
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với.
person. This Vietnamese sentence literally translates as, I want to speak with person, but it means, I'd like to speak with person. For example, hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Xin chào, tôi muốn nói chuyện với người phụ trách. Xin chào, tôi muốn nói chuyện với người phụ trách.
Now, how do you answer this question?
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Okay, just a moment. Listen to it again.
Vâng, xin chờ một chút. Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
This Vietnamese sentence literally translates as, yes, please wait for a bit, but it means, okay, just a moment. Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk on the phone. The person in charge.
Người phụ trách. Người phụ trách.
A sales representative.
Đại diện bán hàng. Đại diện bán hàng.
The manager.
Người quản lý. Người quản lý.
Customer service.
Dịch vụ khách hàng. Dịch vụ khách hàng.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với đại diện bán hàng.
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với người quản lý.
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với dịch vụ khách hàng.
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, I'd like to speak with person?
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với.
Person. And how do you answer it?
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Imagine you want to talk to a sales representative. Do you remember how to say, a sales representative?
Đại diện bán hàng. Đại diện bán hàng.
Say, I'd like to speak with a sales representative.
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với đại diện bán hàng.
Now say you want to talk to a sales representative and answer it.
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với đại diện bán hàng.
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Now, imagine you want to talk to the manager. Do you remember how to say, the manager?
Người quản lý. Người quản lý.
Say, I'd like to speak with the manager.
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với người quản lý.
Now say you want to talk to the manager and answer it.
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với người quản lý.
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Now imagine you want to talk to customer service. Do you remember how to say, customer service?
Dịch vụ khách hàng. Dịch vụ khách hàng.
Say, I'd like to speak with customer service.
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với dịch vụ khách hàng.
Now say you want to talk to customer service and answer it.
Tôi muốn nói chuyện với dịch vụ khách hàng.
Vâng, xin chờ một chút.
Want to speak and understand more of your target language? If so, of course, you'll need to know more words and phrases than you do now. In this video, we'll cover 5 ways to master new words and phrases fast. Number 1, use our free vocabulary list. This is a free library of vocabulary and phrase lessons for all kinds of situations. You can learn words and phrases for current events, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and useful topics like the top 10 ways to say hello, conversational phrases, and more. You'll learn phrases that you won't find in textbooks. If you want to learn extra fast, use the slideshow tool. Just tap or click on View Slideshow, then sit back and review the words and phrases. Find the vocabulary lists in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. These vocabulary lists are free for all users. Number 2, take the audio and video lessons. One of the best ways to learn new words is by hearing and using them in conversations. This is because it gives you the opportunity to understand how the words are actually used. In every lesson dialogue, you'll likely come across some words you don't know. But don't worry, because our teachers translate everything. When you hear the conversation again at the end of the lesson, you'll be familiar with the words you didn't know at first. Number 3, learn with our 2,000 most common words list. A quick question. How many words do you think you need for conversational fluency? 3,000? 5,000? It's actually not as many as you think. Language experts say you need about 1,500 words to reach conversational fluency. With our 2,000 most common words list, you'll get access to key vocabulary words you need to boost your conversation skills. The words are broken down into simple categories, such as adjectives, nouns, verbs, food, drinks, numbers, months, and so on. So you can go category by category and focus on what you're most interested in first. With this tip, we're not talking about paper flashcards. We're talking about the smart flashcards that you can find in our premium study tools. This is an automatic system individualized for each member based on their study needs. First, you'll use the cards to check your knowledge. Then, according to your answers, the cards will be sorted according to which words you need more practice with. Words that you struggle with will be shown to you more and more. You'll see words that you know well less often. This system helps you study more efficiently. It displays the words you need to work on and knows when you should refresh your knowledge. This helps make sure you don't forget vocabulary. In every study session, these cards will help you refresh your memory on the words you learned last time and introduce new words. Number 5, use the words. After you learn a new word, using it right away is crucial to remembering it. So, when you're done with a lesson or a vocab list, here's something you can do. Leave a comment. Make up a sample sentence and post it in the comment section. Write it down in a notebook, or shadow the word with a lessons dialogue. Our language learning program is full of tools that can help you speak more. Just pick one and get started. If you want to unlock all of these study tools, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. Today, we'll learn conversational phrases about occupations. After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your job and ask what somebody does for a living. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your occupation PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Anh làm nghề gì? Tôi là nghệ sĩ.
Listen to it again, now with the English translation.
Anh làm nghề gì?
What do you do?
Tôi là nghệ sĩ.
I'm an artist. First of all, you need to learn how to say, what do you do? That's.
Anh làm nghề gì?
Listen to it again.
Anh làm nghề gì? Anh làm nghề gì?
Now, how do you answer this question? This is the pattern you'll need.
Tôi là.
Your occupation. I'm an, your occupation. For example, I'm an artist.
Tôi là nghệ sĩ. Tôi là nghệ sĩ.
Here are a few more professions you can use with the same pattern. Police officer.
Công an. Công an.
Teacher.
Giáo viên. Giáo viên.
Doctor.
Bác sĩ. Bác sĩ.
Engineer.
Kỹ sư. Kỹ sư.
Now, listen to some examples.
Anh làm nghề gì? Tôi là giáo viên. Anh làm nghề gì? Tôi là bác sĩ. Anh làm nghề gì? Tôi là kỹ sư.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What do you do?"
Anh làm nghề gì?
Imagine you're a doctor. Do you remember how to say, "Doctor"?
Bác sĩ. Bác sĩ.
Say, "I'm a doctor."
Tôi là bác sĩ.
Now answer the question saying that you are a doctor.
Anh làm nghề gì? Tôi là bác sĩ.
Now, imagine you're a teacher. Do you remember how to say teacher?
Giáo viên. Giáo viên.
Say, "I'm a teacher."
Tôi là giáo viên.
Now, answer the question saying that you are a teacher.
Anh làm nghề gì? Tôi là giáo viên.
Now, imagine you're an engineer. Do you remember how to say engineer?
Kỹ sư. Kỹ sư.
Say, "I'm an engineer."
Tôi là kỹ sư.
Now, answer the question saying that you are an engineer.
Anh làm nghề gì? Tôi là kỹ sư.
You've studied for a while and are ready to talk to people and practice what you've learned. But where do you start? Starting a conversation in a new language can seem a bit intimidating. How do you just jump into it? In this video, we'll look at 5 ways to start conversations. Number 1, introduce yourself in your target language. This is usually one of the first things you learn when you start studying a new language. And sometimes, starting a conversation, or continuing one, is as simple as introducing yourself. Number 2, talking about the weather. This is a universal talking point. People talk about the weather all over the world. And just saying, "It's really nice today," is enough to start a conversation. A great way to practice your weather conversation skills is to check out our Can-Do lesson pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. Number 3, give compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about your conversation partner's city, country, or something specific to them personally. "Hey, your bag is super cute," or "That ice cream looks delicious." These kinds of compliments can lead to further conversation about what you complimented. In this case, it could be fashion or a local restaurant. This is a great way to make quick connections with people. Number 4, ask for help. For example, you can ask for directions, ask about prices, or request recommendations for restaurants or shopping spots, and let the conversation go from there. People are usually happy to lend a helping hand to tourists who are visiting their city. Number 5, learn phrases for transactions. This can include getting a room at a hotel or telling a taxi driver where to go. When you're traveling overseas, you'll need to talk to other people in your target language. And while this might be a bit scary at first, you'll find that the people you meet are just happy that you're trying to communicate with them. So get started talking in your target language now. For even more tips on how to start conversations, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, how's your mother? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about well-being and ask how someone is doing. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Conversation About Family Well-Being PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Mẹ bạn thế nào? Bà ấy khỏe.
Once more with the English translation.
Mẹ bạn thế nào?
How's your mother?
Bà ấy khỏe.
She's fine. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how's your mother? That's,
Mẹ bạn thế nào?
listen to it again.
Mẹ bạn thế nào? Mẹ bạn thế nào?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Bà ấy.
state of well-being. But it translates as she is state of well-being in English. For example, she's fine.
Bà ấy khỏe. Bà ấy khỏe.
Here are a few expressions related to well-being that you can use with this pattern. Great,
Ổn. Ổn.
fine,
Khỏe. Khỏe.
so-so,
Bình thường. Bình thường.
not good,
Không khỏe lắm. Không khỏe lắm.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Mẹ bạn thế nào? Bà ấy ổn. Mẹ bạn thế nào? Bà ấy bình thường. Mẹ bạn thế nào? Bà ấy không khỏe lắm.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how's your mother?
Mẹ bạn thế nào?
Imagine she's great. Do you remember how to say, great?
Ổn. Ổn.
Say, she's great.
Bà ấy ổn.
Now, answer the question saying she's great.
Mẹ bạn thế nào? Bà ấy ổn.
Now imagine she's so-so. Do you remember how to say so-so?
Bình thường. Bình thường.
Say, she's so-so.
Bà ấy bình thường.
Now, answer the question saying she's so-so.
Mẹ bạn thế nào? Bà ấy bình thường.
Now imagine she's not good. Do you remember how to say not good?
Không khỏe lắm. Không khỏe lắm.
Say, she's not good.
Bà ấy không khỏe lắm.
Now, answer the question saying she's not good.
Mẹ bạn thế nào? bà ấy không khỏe lắm.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's the matter? After watching this video, you'll be able to make complaints and ask someone else if they're having any issues. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making Complaints PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Mọi chuyện ổn chứ?
Văn phòng này nóng quá.
Once more with the English translation.
Mọi chuyện ổn chứ?
What's the matter?
Văn phòng này nóng quá.
The office is hot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's the matter? That's,
Mọi chuyện ổn chứ?
listen to it again.
Mọi chuyện ổn chứ? Mọi chuyện ổn chứ?
This Vietnamese sentence literally translates into, is everything okay? But it means, what's the matter in English. Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Văn phòng này
adjective.
quá.
This Vietnamese sentence literally translates into, the office is adjective very much. But it means, the office is adjective in English. For example, the office is hot.
Văn phòng này nóng quá. Văn phòng này nóng quá.
Here are a few more examples you can use with the same pattern to make complaints. Hot,
Nóng. Nóng.
cold,
Lạnh. Lạnh.
noisy,
Ồn ào. Ồn ào.
dirty,
Bẩn. Bẩn.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Mọi chuyện ổn chứ? Văn phòng này lạnh quá. Mọi chuyện ổn chứ? Văn phòng này ồn ào quá. Mọi chuyện ổn chứ? Văn phòng này bẩn quá.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what's the matter?
Mọi chuyện ổn chứ?
Imagine the office is cold. Do you remember how to say cold?
Lạnh. Lạnh.
Say, the office is cold.
Văn phòng này lạnh quá.
Now answer the question saying the office is cold.
Mọi chuyện ổn chứ? Văn phòng này lạnh quá.
Now imagine the office is noisy. Do you remember how to say noisy?
Ồn ào. Ồn ào.
Say, the office is noisy.
Văn phòng này ồn ào quá.
Now, answer the question saying the office is noisy.
Mọi chuyện ổn chứ? Văn phòng này ồn ào quá.
Now imagine the office is dirty. Do you remember how to say dirty?
Bẩn. Bẩn.
Say, the office is dirty.
Văn phòng này bẩn quá.
Now answer the question, saying the office is dirty.
Mọi chuyện ổn chứ? Văn phòng này bẩn quá.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to ask and answer the question, how do you say this? After watching this video, you'll be able to ask someone how a word is pronounced. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your How to Say Something PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
Đó là bãi đậu xe.
Once more with the English translation.
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
How do you say this?
Đó là bãi đậu xe.
It's parking lot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how do you say this? That's,
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
listen to it again.
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào? Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Đó là.
word. It's word. For example, it's parking lot.
Đó là bãi đậu xe. Đó là bãi đậu xe.
Here are a few useful words you can use with the same pattern. Parking lot,
Bãi đậu xe. Bãi đậu xe.
giraffe,
Hươu cao cổ. Hươu cao cổ.
travel,
Du lịch. Du lịch.
invasion,
Sự xâm lăng. Sự xâm lăng.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
Đó là hươu cao cổ.
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
Đó là du lịch.
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
Đó là sự xâm lăng.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how do you say this?
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
Imagine it's the word giraffe. Do you remember how to say giraffe?
Hươu cao cổ. Hươu cao cổ.
Say, it's giraffe.
Đó là hươu cao cổ.
Now answer the question saying, it's giraffe.
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
Đó là hươu cao cổ.
Now imagine the word is travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Du lịch. Du lịch.
Say, it's travel.
Đó là du lịch.
Now, answer the question saying it's travel.
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
Đó là du lịch.
Now imagine the word is invasion. Do you remember how to say invasion?
Sự xâm lăng. Sự xâm lăng.
Say, it's invasion.
Đó là sự xâm lăng.
Now answer the question saying it's invasion.
Bạn nói cái này như thế nào?
Đó là sự xâm lăng.
Want to speak real Vietnamese from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at Vietnamesepod101.com.
Top 25 Vietnamese verbs. Are you ready? Let's go.
Là, to be.
First one is là, to be. Là. Mẹ tôi là bác sĩ. Mẹ tôi là bác sĩ. My mom is a doctor. Anh trai tôi là công an. Anh trai tôi là công an. My brother is a police officer. So here you will see là means to be. But sometimes you will see that this verb or this word will disappear in the sentence. For example, bầu trời màu xanh. The sky is blue. Bầu trời màu xanh. So it's very common. Sometimes, not all the time, we will use to be verb in the sentence. So don't worry because it's really common and it's perfectly normal. Okay? So là, to be.
Thích, to like.
Thích, to like. Thích. Okay? So this one is like the tone mark is a little bit strong, so you have to go up a little bit. Thích. It's very easy for you to use the verb in Vietnamese because actually we don't have to conjugate the verb at all. Even though in future tense or past tense, you don't have to conjugate to. We can just put some specific word in front of the verb, then it's going to be fine. So in present, for example, if you want to say that anh ấy thích đọc sách. Anh ấy thích đọc sách. He likes reading book. Or if you want to say that I like swimming, then you can just say tôi thích bơi lội. Tôi thích bơi lội. Tôi thích bơi lội. Okay, so here you will see that the verb thích you can use for any subject or any pronoun. It's fine. So easy, huh?
Làm, to do.
Làm, to do. Làm. So actually làm means to do, but also means to work or working or doing the job. So in sentence, you can understand better. Let's say con trai tôi đang làm bài tập về nhà. Con trai tôi đang làm bài tập về nhà. My son is doing his homework. Or in another sentence, let's say tôi chuẩn bị đi làm trong 1 giờ nữa. I'm going to work in 1 hour. Tôi chuẩn bị đi làm trong 1 giờ nữa. Tôi chuẩn bị đi làm trong 1 giờ nữa. I'm going to work in 1 hour. So here làm means to work. So don't forget làm is to do and to work.
Nói, to say.
Nói means to say, but actually here nói also means to speak or to talk. In sentence, anh ấy đã nói rằng anh ấy bị dị ứng với cá. Anh ấy đã nói rằng anh ấy bị dị ứng với cá. He said that he is allergic to fish. So here we use say in the past, right? He said. But actually in Vietnamese, as I mentioned, we don't have to conjugate the verb in the past, but we can just put the word đã in front of the verb, then it's going to be fine. So here, said is đã nói. Okay, so nói is to say, but đã nói is already said, right? So with another word, talk or to speak, for example, anh ấy đang nói chuyện với bạn gái. Anh ấy đang nói chuyện với bạn gái. So he's talking to his girlfriend. Here you will see that đang nói. So we don't have to conjugate the verb in a present continuous, but instead we use đang before or in front of the verb nói, then it's going to be fine. So he is talking to his girlfriend. Anh ấy đang nói chuyện với bạn gái. So here, nói chuyện is talking. Cô ấy nói tiếng Việt rất tốt. She speaks Vietnamese very well. Cô ấy nói tiếng Việt rất tốt. Cô ấy nói tiếng Việt rất tốt. Okay, so here, nói means to say, to speak, or to talk.
Giải thích. Giải thích. To explain.
Giải thích. To explain. So I don't think we have another word for the verb explain. I think only giải thích is the most exact one. So in sentence, tôi chưa hiểu rõ, làm ơn giải thích cho tôi. Tôi chưa hiểu rõ, làm ơn giải thích cho tôi. I haven't understood clearly. Please explain to me. Or you can say another way. For example, ý bạn là gì? Giải thích đi. What do you mean? Explain it. Ý bạn là gì? Giải thích đi. So, giải thích. Explain.
Nghe. Nghe. To hear.
Okay, so nghe is to hear and also means to listen. So if you want to say that you can hear something, you can use nghe. But also if you are listening to something, you can use also nghe. For example, bác có nghe rõ cháu nói gì không? Bác có nghe rõ cháu nói gì không? Did you hear what I say clearly? So here you will see bác means uncle. So in Vietnamese actually we don't use I and you all the time, but actually depends on who they are, who you speaking with. You will have another pronoun or a specific subject for this kind of person. So here you are talking with an uncle. Then you can say bác có nghe rõ cháu nói gì không? Bác is uncle. Do you hear clearly what I say? Something like that. So with listen, you can also say that I enjoy listening to the music. Tôi thích nghe nhạc. Tôi thích nghe nhạc. So nghe is to hear or to listen.
Đi. Đi. To go.
Okay, so it's very simple. If you want to say that you're going somewhere or you want to go to somewhere to do something, then you can just say đi. For example, ngày mai tôi phải đi đến trường. Ngày mai tôi phải đi đến trường. I have to go to the school tomorrow. Ngày mai tôi phải đi đến trường. Or if you want to ask someone if they want to hang out with you, or if you want to do something, that you can say đi xem phim không? Do you want to go watch a movie? Đi xem phim không? Đi xem phim không? Or đi ăn trưa không? Do you want to go for lunch? Đi ăn trưa không? Đi ăn trưa không? Or đi uống bia không? Do you want to grab a beer? Đi uống bia không? Đi uống bia không? Okay, so đi is to go.
Biết. Biết. To know.
Biết, to know. Okay, so biết has two meaning. First is to know. For example, chị có biết anh ấy không? Chị có biết anh ấy không? Do you know him? Chị có biết anh ấy không? And the second one is an ability to do something or you can do something. For example, cô ấy biết nói tiếng Tây Ban Nha. She can speak Spanish. Cô ấy biết nói tiếng Tây Ban Nha. Cô ấy biết nói tiếng Tây Ban Nha. Or anh ấy biết nấu ăn. He can cook very well. Anh ấy biết nấu ăn. So here, biết means also can do something or ability to do something. So biết is to know or can.
Lấy to take.
Lấy, to take. Okay, I like this one because it has several meanings. So first, lấy is to take in sentence. Mỗi người lấy một cái bánh. Mỗi người lấy một cái bánh. Each person takes one bread. Mỗi người lấy một cái bánh. The second one is get married. Lấy means get married. For example, lấy vợ for a man and lấy chồng for a woman. So when you ask bao giờ lấy chồng, that means when will you get married for a woman, something like that. Bao giờ lấy chồng. Okay, and the third meaning is to get. So you can use lấy for to get. For example, bạn đã lấy lương chưa? Did you get your salary? Or bạn đã lấy chứng chỉ chưa? Did you get your certificate? Okay, so lấy means to take, to get married or to get.
Nhìn to see.
Nhìn, to see. So nhìn means to see and also you can use for to look in sentence. Tôi đã nhìn thấy chị ấy ở nhà ga. Tôi đã nhìn thấy chị ấy ở nhà ga. I saw her at the station. So here we have nhìn. The base form is nhìn for to see, right? But if you want to say in the past, saw, you can just put đã before the verb nhìn, then it's fine. Đã nhìn means I saw her. Okay, so for to look, you can use for example, cô ấy nhìn rất lộng lẫy trong bộ vải cưới. She looks so beautiful in white. Cô ấy nhìn rất lộng lẫy trong bộ vải cưới. Okay, so here nhìn means to see and also means to look.
Đến to come.
Đến, to come. Đến, to come. Okay, so here đến means to come and also means to arrive. So if you want to use for to come, for example, bạn có đến nhà của họ vào ngày kia không? Bạn có đến nhà của họ vào ngày kia không? Will you come to their house the day after tomorrow? So if you want to use for arrive, you can use for example, họ đã đến đây vào sáng nay. They arrived here this morning. So here is đây, ở đây, here. So đã đến means arrived, already happened in the past. So họ đã đến đây vào sáng nay. They arrived here this morning. Or you can use tôi đang đến đây, I'm coming, or I'm on my way. Tôi đang đến đây. Tôi đang đến đây. Okay, so here đến is to come or to arrive.
Nghĩ to think.
Next one is nghĩ, to think. Nghĩ. I know it's really hard for foreigners to pronounce this tone mark, but there is no way but practicing. If you hear people from the south, the southern accent, they would say nghĩ, a bit softer, right? Nghĩ. But the northern accent, nghĩ. So please practice and just follow one accent only. So in sentence, đừng nghĩ quá nhiều. Đừng nghĩ quá nhiều. Don't think too much. Đừng nghĩ quá nhiều. Or something else. Tôi đang suy nghĩ rất kỹ về chuyện này. I've been thinking carefully about this. Tôi đang suy nghĩ rất kỹ về chuyện này. Okay, so nghĩ, think.
Muốn. Muốn. To want.
Muốn, to want. Muốn. Okay, so this rhyme is a little bit hard because you have to bend your voice a little bit. Muốn. The rhyme is uốn, uốn, u-o-n, uốn, u-o-n, u-o-n, uốn, muốn, muốn. Okay, got it? So muốn is to want. Tôi muốn có thật nhiều tiền. Tôi muốn có thật nhiều tiền. I want to have a lot of money. Or you can say tôi muốn đi chơi. I want to hang out. Or tôi muốn đi du lịch. I want to travel. Or tôi muốn nghỉ việc. I want to quit my job. So just simply put muốn behind the subject, then it's fine. Tôi muốn, I want.
Cho. Cho. To give.
Next one is cho, to give. Cho, cho. Okay, so cho means to give, but also means to allow someone to do something or allow something. So here the first sentence you can say chị ấy đã cho em cái bút này. Chị ấy đã cho em cái bút này. She gave me this pen. So here you have give is cho, but gave is đã cho. Don't forget the keyword for the past, đã. So đã cho means gave, right? Next one is allowed. If you want to say that mẹ cho phép tôi về muộn hôm nay. My mom allowed me to get back home late today. So cho means to give, or cho phép means allowed. Okay?
Dùng. Dùng. To use.
Dùng, to use. Dùng. Okay, so actually the letter D in Vietnamese sounds like a Z sound in English. So dùng, you have to close your teeth like this and let the air flow slightly out of your teeth. Dùng, dùng. And also because the tone mark here is dấu huyền, so it's going to be down a little bit. Dùng. You got it? Okay, so in sentence, chị có biết cách dùng máy photo không? Chị có biết cách dùng máy photo không? Do you know how to use the copy machine? Chị có biết cách dùng máy photo không? Okay, so dùng, to use.
Tìm thấy. Tìm thấy. To find.
Tìm thấy, to find. Tìm thấy. So here you will see two letter T's actually tìm. T standing alone sounds the. The is not like a T in English, of course, but the second one, TH, sounds like the, a bit softer, right? So tìm is dấu huyền, you have to go down, and thấy, dấu sắc, you have to go up. So tìm thấy, to find, okay? Bạn đã tìm thấy ví chưa? Bạn đã tìm thấy ví chưa? Did you find your wallet? Bạn đã tìm thấy ví chưa? Or you can say, tôi không thấy Linh đâu cả, hãy đi tìm cô ấy. I don't see Linh anywhere, please find her. Tôi không thấy Linh đâu cả, hãy đi tìm cô ấy. So, tìm thấy, to find.
Đi ra ngoài chơi. Đi ra ngoài chơi. To go out.
Đi ra ngoài chơi, to go out. Đi ra ngoài chơi. So, okay, so if you want to ask a girl or a woman to go out with you for a drink or on a date, you can ask, em có muốn ra ngoài chơi tối nay không? Em có muốn ra ngoài chơi tối nay không? Do you want to go out tonight? Em is for a girl or a woman, so please, girl, don't use it for men because it's not correct. So if you want to ask a guy or a man going out with you, so you can ask, anh có muốn ra ngoài chơi tối nay không? Anh có muốn ra ngoài chơi tối nay không? It still means do you want to go out tonight? But actually it's like this one is you can use when you talk to a man or to a guy. Remember? And guys, please use this one for women. If you want to say that you want to go out tonight, you can say em có muốn ra ngoài chơi tối nay không?
hỏi, hỏi, to ask,
Hỏi, hỏi, to ask, hỏi. So hỏi is to ask, but câu hỏi is question. Câu hỏi, question. And also we have the tone mark dấu hỏi. Dấu hỏi is the tone mark for this word too. So hỏi, to ask. In sentence, anh ấy hỏi tôi quá nhiều câu hỏi. Anh ấy hỏi tôi quá nhiều câu hỏi. He asked me too many questions. So quá nhiều here is too many. Câu hỏi is question. Anh ấy hỏi tôi quá nhiều câu hỏi. He asked me too many questions.
làm việc, làm việc, to work,
Làm việc is to work. Làm việc. So we already had làm for to do, right? But also you can use làm for to work or to do my job. So làm việc, to work. In sentence, chồng tôi làm việc trong một công ty nước ngoài. Chồng tôi làm việc cho một công ty nước ngoài. My husband works for a foreign company. Or I would say tôi làm việc cho vietnamesepod 101.com. I'm working for vietnamesepod101.com.
vào, vào, to enter,
Vào, to enter. Vào. Okay, so you use this word when you want to say that you come inside the room or you want to enter the area, you can use vào. In sentence, cô giáo vào phòng và mọi người đứng dậy chào. Cô giáo vào phòng và mọi người đứng dậy chào. The teacher entered the room and everyone stood up to greet her. Cô giáo vào phòng và mọi người đứng dậy chào. Or you can use chúng ta không thể đi vào đường này hôm nay được vì nó bị chặn. We cannot enter this way today because it's blocked. Chúng ta không thể đi vào đường này hôm nay được vì nó bị chặn. So vào is to enter.
cảm thấy, cảm thấy, to feel,
Cảm thấy, to feel. Cảm thấy, cảm thấy. So here you will see the letter C. You will pronounce like letter K in English, and TH you will pronounce like th. So cảm thấy. Okay, so cảm thấy is to feel, but actually cảm giác is a feeling. So don't forget cảm thấy to feel and cảm giác a feeling. In sentence, bạn cảm thấy thế nào về chỗ này? Bạn cảm thấy thế nào về chỗ này? How do you feel about this place? Or what do you think about this place? Bạn cảm thấy thế nào về chỗ này? Or when you use the word cảm giác, you can use like tôi có cảm giác là hôm nay mình sẽ gặp may. I have a feeling that I will get lucky today. Cảm thấy is to feel and cảm giác is feeling.
thử, thử, to try,
Thử, to try. Thử. Okay, so here the letter TH, and you will pronounce th. And here the tone mark is dấu hỏi, so it will be thử. Thử is to try, and thử thách is challenge. Thử thách. Okay, so actually it has similar meaning, and in sentence you will see this one clearer. Tôi muốn thử một lần cho biết. Tôi muốn thử một lần cho biết. I want to try one time for the experience. And thử thách, challenge. Học tiếng Việt thực sự là thử thách. studying Vietnamese is really challenging. Học tiếng Việt thực sự là thử thách. Okay, so thử is to try and thử thách is challenge.
Rời khỏi, rời khỏi. To leave.
Rời khỏi, to leave. So in sentence you would say anh sẽ rời khỏi công ty sau 30 phút nữa. Anh sẽ rời khỏi công ty sau 30 phút nữa. I will leave the company in the next 30 minutes. Anh sẽ rời khỏi công ty sau 30 phút nữa. And don't forget here we have the word sẽ is representing for the future tense. So in Vietnamese we don't have to conjugate the verb in future, but you can just put the verb after the word sẽ, then it's going to be in the future. Anh sẽ rời khỏi công ty trong 30 phút nữa. So rời khỏi is to leave.
Gọi, gọi. To call.
Gọi, to call. Gọi. So here letter G in Vietnamese we pronounce like G. G. And also the tone mark is dấu nặng. So this word we will pronounce gọi. Gọi, to call. In sentence, gọi cho tôi một chiếc taxi nhé. Gọi cho tôi một chiếc taxi nhé. Call one taxi for me, please. So, gọi cho tôi, call for me. And can you please call for me? Một chiếc is one, and actually taxi in Vietnamese is still taxi. So, gọi cho tôi một chiếc taxi nhé. Call for me one taxi, please. So, gọi is to call, or you can say, can you please call Linh? I want to talk to her. Bạn có thể gọi Linh được không? Tôi cần nói chuyện với cô ấy. So, gọi is to call.
Chạy, chạy. To run.
Chạy, to run. Chạy. Okay, so here in Vietnamese we have two sounds, t and ch. So ch is t, a bit softer, but tr is ch, ch, stronger. So don't forget, chạy is to run. And in sentence, tôi chạy hàng ngày. Tôi chạy hàng ngày. I run every day. Okay, so don't forget, chạy is running.
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the dialogue study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the two recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking.
Một cậu bé đang đọc nhật ký của mình. Cậu bé đã làm gì đầu tiên vào ngày hôm đó?
Hôm nay là ngày rất đẹp trời. Mình đã đi bơi vào buổi chiều. Và mình đã đi xem phim vào buổi tối. Mình cũng đã học bài vào buổi sáng. Hôm nay là một ngày thật tuyệt.
Cậu bé đã làm gì đầu tiên vào ngày hôm đó? Một cậu bé đang đọc nhật ký của mình. Cậu bé đã làm gì đầu tiên vào ngày hôm đó?
Hôm nay là ngày rất đẹp trời. Mình đã đi bơi vào buổi chiều. Và mình đã đi xem phim vào buổi tối. Mình cũng đã học bài vào buổi sáng. Hôm nay là một ngày thật tuyệt.
Một người phụ nữ và một người đàn ông đang xem một tấm ảnh. Họ đang xem tấm ảnh nào? Đấy là tấm ảnh đội bóng của con trai anh đúng không? Đâu là con anh?
Con anh đây.
Ồ, cậu ấy cao nhất trong đội.
Nó cao hơn anh đấy.
Họ đang xem tấm ảnh nào? Một người phụ nữ và một người đàn ông đang xem một tấm ảnh. Họ đang xem tấm ảnh nào? Đấy là tấm ảnh đội bóng của con trai anh đúng không? Đâu là con anh?
Con anh đây.
Ồ, cậu ấy cao nhất trong đội.
Nó cao hơn anh đấy.
Cảm ơn bạn nhưng thực ra tôi không phải là một người bản ngữ. Cảm ơn bạn nhưng thực ra tôi không phải là một người bản ngữ. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually.
Okay, let's start with this one. Cảm ơn bạn nhưng thực ra tôi không phải là một người bản ngữ. Cảm ơn bạn nhưng thực ra tôi không phải là một người bản ngữ. Got it? Okay, so cảm ơn bạn is thank you. Nhưng is but or however. And thực ra is actually. And không phải là một người bản ngữ. So here we have native speakers is người bản ngữ or local people. So in the sentence we can say cảm ơn bạn nhưng thực ra tôi không phải là một người bản ngữ. So wow, this is really impressive. But actually if you look like foreigners, of course we know that you're not the native speakers. But nice try because once you say this one, we get that you really try or you've been studying really hard Vietnamese and then you can say this one. So cảm ơn bạn nhưng thực ra tôi không phải là một người bản ngữ. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually.
Tôi chỉ mất 1 năm để trở nên thành thạo. Tôi chỉ mất 1 năm để trở nên thành thạo. It took me only 1 year to become fluent.
Tôi chỉ mất 1 năm để trở nên thành thạo. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Okay, so try to slow down. Tôi chỉ mất 1 năm để trở nên thành thạo. Tôi chỉ mất 1 năm để trở nên thành thạo. You got it? Tôi chỉ mất 1 năm để trở nên thành thạo. Okay, so tôi is me and 1 năm is 1 year. So basically, if you want to say how many years, you can just put the number before the word năm. For example, 1 năm is 1 year. 2 năm is 2 years. And 3 năm is 3 years. So in Vietnamese, we don't have singular or plural words. So you can just say the noun only, then it's fine. And fluent is thành thạo. So in the sentence, tôi chỉ mất 1 năm để trở nên thành thạo. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Yeah, okay, this one is really impressive because normally foreigners, they have to spend around 5 years or more or less something like that, studying Vietnamese and also living or working here in Vietnam to be fluent. But if it took you only 1 year to become fluent, I have to say that it's really impressive.
Tôi sẽ nói tiếng Việt như người bản địa trong 3 năm tới. Tôi sẽ nói tiếng Việt như người bản địa trong 3 năm tới. I'll speak Vietnamese like a native speaker in 3 years.
Next one is tôi sẽ nói tiếng Việt như người bản địa trong 3 năm tới. I'll speak Vietnamese like a native speaker in 3 years. Tôi sẽ nói tiếng Việt như người bản địa trong 3 năm tới. Tôi sẽ nói tiếng Việt như người bản địa trong 3 năm tới. Easy, right? I guess that is easy for you because you've been trying so hard to study Vietnamese. Okay, so 3 năm is 3 years. As I mentioned a while ago, 1 year is 1 năm, 2 years is 2 năm, and 3 years is 3 năm. So no singular or no plural, just năm, then it's fine for every year or for how many years is up to you. So tôi sẽ nói tiếng Việt như người bản địa trong 3 năm tới. Yeah, I guess that normally it takes around 5 years more or less to become a native speaker. But especially if you have to live there and experience the local life as local people. But only 3 years, yeah, it's really fast and you will amaze native speaker for sure.
Tôi đã học tiếng Việt 10 năm rồi. Tôi đã học tiếng Việt 10 năm rồi. I've been learning Vietnamese for 10 years.
Tôi đã học tiếng Việt 10 năm rồi. I've been learning Vietnamese for 10 years. Tôi đã học tiếng Việt 10 năm rồi. Tôi đã học tiếng Việt 10 năm rồi. Okay, so if you want to speak as a native speaker, then you're supposed to say quickly. Tôi đã học tiếng Việt 10 năm rồi. Okay, so here we have tôi is I and đã is something happened in the past. So in Vietnamese, we don't have so many past tenses as English, but only one word đã you put before the verb, then is going to represent for every past tenses. For example, đã học is I have learned, or I have been learning, or I learned. Or đã ăn is I ate, or I have eaten. So remember, just only one word đã before the verb, then is going to be the past. So here we have tôi đã học tiếng Việt 10 năm rồi. Of course, tiếng Việt is Vietnamese language. Vietnamese, tiếng Việt. So tôi đã học tiếng Việt 10 năm rồi. That means you've been studying Vietnamese. And also you've been living in Vietnam for quite long, and I have to say that if you study Vietnamese for that long, then you're supposed to be a really Vietnamese linguistic.
Tôi có thể xem phim Việt Nam mà không cần phụ đề. Tôi có thể xem phim Việt Nam mà không cần phụ đề. I can watch Vietnamese movies without subtitles.
Tôi có thể xem phim Việt Nam mà không cần phụ đề. I can watch Vietnamese movie without subtitles. Tôi có thể xem phim Việt Nam mà không cần phụ đề. Tôi có thể xem phim Việt Nam mà không cần phụ đề. Okay, so here we have phim Việt Nam is Vietnamese movie. In Vietnamese, we don't use Vietnamese for the adjective when talking about something belongs to Vietnam. But phim Việt Nam is different. You have to use phim as movie and Vietnam is Vietnamese. So phim Việt Nam, Vietnamese movie. Okay, and without is không. So basically không is no, but it also can use for without. Phụ đề is subtitles, of course. So tôi có thể xem phim Việt Nam mà không cần phụ đề. It's like I can watch Vietnamese movie without or no need subtitles because cần is need. So mà không cần is without. Okay, so seriously, if you watch movie, Vietnamese movie with Vietnamese subtitles and you understand, it's really impressive, of course. But if you watch Vietnamese movie without subtitles, I have to say that you really, speak Vietnamese like a native speaker. Then it's really amazing.
Tôi có thể nhắn tin bằng tiếng Việt có dấu. Tôi có thể nhắn tin bằng tiếng Việt có dấu. I can send text message in Vietnamese with the tone marks.
Tôi có thể nhắn tin bằng tiếng Việt có dấu. I can send text message in Vietnamese with the tone marks. Tôi có thể nhắn tin bằng tiếng Việt có dấu. Tôi có thể nhắn tin bằng tiếng Việt có dấu. Okay, so here nhắn tin is texting. Nhắn tin. Tiếng Việt is of course Vietnamese and có dấu. Dấu here is the tone mark, the one that we have in Vietnamese. That also decides the accent of Vietnamese is really strong sometimes. And I have questioned my foreigner friend that how does Vietnamese sound like when we speak Vietnamese to each other? We Vietnamese speaking Vietnamese to each other, and he said that it sounds like you guys are fighting, or is up down like this, and it's really funny because I have no idea how Vietnamese sounds like when we speak Vietnamese because we get used to it. But if you say that tôi có thể nhắn tin bằng tiếng Việt có dấu, so that means you can not only speak Vietnamese but also you can write really well because the tone mark, I have to say that it's not easy to see the difference. Of course it's really different, but for foreigner it's not easy at all. So tôi có thể nhắn tin bằng tiếng Việt có dấu. Impressive.
Tiếng Việt rất thú vị và dễ học. Tiếng Việt rất thú vị và dễ học. Vietnamese is fun and easy to learn.
Tiếng Việt rất thú vị và dễ học. Vietnamese is fun and easy to learn. Tiếng Việt rất thú vị và dễ học. You got it? So tiếng Việt is Vietnamese, and actually here sometimes in Vietnamese we don't use to be verb like something Vietnamese is or Vietnamese is something, but we can just use the word rất. Rất is very or really. So this one is going to represent for the to be verb, then you can just use the verb, use the word rất, then it's fine. So tiếng Việt rất thú vị và dễ học. Thú vị is fun or exciting, and dễ học is easy to learn. Dễ is easy, học is learn. So here we don't have to use preposition as to, but only dễ học, then it's fine. It's like learning easily, something like that. So tiếng Việt rất thú vị và dễ học. Okay, so if you see Vietnamese is fun, I agree, because sometimes in Vietnamese we don't have any rule or we don't have any specific way to express one opinion or one idea, but sometimes we use so many ways. Especially, it really depends on your flexibility or your knowledge about Vietnamese or your personality also. So if you want to say that Vietnamese is fun, I guess that it's really fun sometimes, and I have to say that it's really challenging. But if you say that it's easy, I don't think so. But because you say Vietnamese is fun and easy, tiếng Việt rất vui và dễ học, and I have to say that you're really good on it.
Ngoài biết tiếng Việt, tôi cũng có thể nói một số ngôn ngữ khác nữa. Ngoài biết tiếng Việt, tôi cũng có thể nói một số ngôn ngữ khác nữa. Apart from knowing Vietnamese, I can speak a few other languages as well.
Ngoài biết tiếng Việt, tôi cũng có thể nói một số ngôn ngữ khác nữa. Apart from knowing Vietnamese, I can speak a few other languages as well. Ngoài biết tiếng Việt, tôi cũng có thể nói một số ngôn ngữ khác nữa. Okay, so here we have ngoài is a side of or a part of. Biết tiếng Việt is knowing Vietnamese. Tiếng Việt is Vietnamese, and cũng is as well, or to, or also. So you can use cũng for all of them. Tôi cũng có thể, I also can, or I can as well. Okay? Nói một số ngôn ngữ khác nữa. Here we have một số ngôn ngữ khác nữa. Một số ngôn ngữ khác, some other languages or some different languages. Okay, so this one I have to say that really impressive, because not only Vietnamese but also you can speak other languages. But yeah, I've heard that some people, they really enjoy studying languages, and once they already can speak one language or two languages, then they will know about the rule or the grammar, the common things in grammar, or the common rules between languages. So I have to say that if you can speak also other languages, then I think you're really talented, not only in Vietnamese but in language. So you absolutely can be a linguistic. Ngoài biết tiếng Việt, tôi cũng có thể nói một số ngôn ngữ khác nữa.
Tôi đang tự học tiếng Việt. Tôi đang tự học tiếng Việt. I'm learning Vietnamese all by myself.
Tôi đang tự học tiếng Việt. I'm learning Vietnamese all by myself. Tôi đang tự học tiếng Việt. Tôi đang tự học tiếng Việt. So here you will see the word đang, okay? So đang is representing for the present continuous. So for example, the word đã is representing for the past, but đang is representing for present continuous. So you can just put the word đang before the verb, then it's okay. You don't have to conjugate the verb anymore. Okay, so tôi đang tự học tiếng Việt. Of course, Vietnamese is tiếng Việt, and tự học is self-study or learning by yourself. Okay, so this one is really impressive, because I have to say that it's really hard to find the resource or the document to study Vietnamese online. So if you say that you can study by yourself without any other support or any help, then it's really, really talented, and you are not only good in language but also in analyzing, because Vietnamese grammar is very difficult. Tôi đang tự học tiếng Việt.
Tôi hoàn toàn hiểu rõ tất cả mọi thứ bạn nói. Tôi hoàn toàn hiểu rõ tất cả mọi thứ bạn nói. I completely understood everything you said.
Tôi hoàn toàn hiểu rõ tất cả mọi thứ bạn nói. I completely understand everything you said. Tôi hoàn toàn hiểu rõ tất cả mọi thứ bạn nói. Tôi hoàn toàn hiểu rõ tất cả mọi thứ bạn nói. Okay, so hoàn toàn here is completely or absolutely. Hoàn toàn, and hiểu is understand, or hiểu rõ is understand clearly. Rõ here is clear, clearly, and tất cả mọi thứ is everything. or you can just use tất cả or mọi thứ, then it's fine. But if you say tất cả mọi thứ, then it's going to be really strong, much stronger than only tất cả. So bạn nói is what you said. Okay, so I completely understood everything you said. Tôi hoàn toàn hiểu tất cả mọi thứ bạn nói.
Xin chào, tôi là Giang. Hi everybody, I'm Giang. Welcome to VietnamesePod101.com's 3 phút học tiếng Việt. The fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Vietnamese. In the last lesson, we learned how to be grateful to people by saying cảm ơn. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Vietnamese. Bạn đã sẵn sàng chưa? Are you ready? Chúng ta cùng bắt đầu nhé. So, let's start. The general greeting in Vietnamese is Xin chào. Xin chào. Xin chào means hi or hello and is used when we meet each other. As I already mentioned in the first lesson, you can say Xin chào in both formal and informal situations as well as at any time of the day. Vietnamese people do not distinguish which part of the day they are meeting when greeting each other. So such words as good morning, good afternoon, or good evening are basically not in use. When leaving, we say tạm biệt, tạm biệt. Tạm biệt literally means goodbye and is considered both formal and informal. Finally, see you soon in Vietnamese is hẹn gặp lại. And again, it is used both formally and informally. The more intimate way to say see you soon is hẹn gặp lại nhé. Nhé literally has no meaning. It is added at the end just to make the sentence more natural and melodious. Hẹn gặp lại. Hẹn gặp lại nhé. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Vietnamese. Let's review them all again. When meeting each other at any time of day, xin chào. When leaving, tạm biệt. When we will see the other person again, hẹn gặp lại. Hẹn gặp lại nhé. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Zhang's insights. A more natural way to greet someone is to remove the word xin and just say chào with a pronoun appropriate for the listener. Vietnamese language consists of a complicated system of pronouns which vary according to gender, age, and the closeness of the relationship. For example, chào bạn, chào anh, chào chị, chào em, chào chú, chào bác, chào cô. Well, this sounds complex, right? But once you learn more, you'll find them interesting. Anyway, the easiest and safest way to greet someone is saying xin chào and just that. Pretty convenient, isn't it? During the next lesson, we will learn the meaning of the phrase Bạn có biết nói tiếng Anh không? Do you already know it? We'll be waiting to talk about it with you in our next 3 phút học tiếng Việt lesson. Tạm biệt, hẹn gặp lại!
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language. rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day.
Kính râm. Kính râm. Sunglasses.
Kính râm, sunglasses. So kính râm is one of the most important things to bring to the beach, right? So don't forget kính râm. Anh ấy có một bộ sưu tập kính râm. He has a collection of sunglasses. Anh ấy có một bộ sưu tập kính râm. Anh ấy có một bộ sưu tập kính râm.
Bãi biển. Bãi biển. Beach.
Bãi biển. Beach. Bãi biển. Bãi biển. Okay, you are going to the beach and you're supposed to know what is beach in Vietnamese, right? Bãi biển. In sentence, tôi rất thích đi bộ trên bãi biển. I like walking on the beach. Tôi rất thích đi bộ trên bãi biển. Tôi rất thích đi bộ trên bãi biển. I like walking on the beach. Or you can say, tôi thích ngắm hoàng hôn trên bãi biển. I like watching the sunset on the beach. Tôi thích ngắm hoàng hôn trên bãi biển. Tôi thích ngắm hoàng hôn trên bãi biển. So I know the word bãi biển is a little bit hard for you to pronounce, but you better practice so you can improve. Bãi biển.
Bơi lội. Bơi lội. Swimming.
Bơi lội. Swimming. Bơi lội. Bơi lội. Okay, traveling to the beach and you definitely will swim a lot, especially when you book a hotel with a swimming pool, right? And don't forget to practice the word bơi lội. Bơi lội. In sentence, bơi lội là một môn thể thao rất tốt cho sức khỏe. Swimming is a sport which is very good for your health. Bơi lội là một môn thể thao rất tốt cho sức khỏe. Bơi lội là một môn thể thao rất tốt cho sức khỏe.
Mặt trời. Mặt trời. Sun.
Mặt trời. The sun. Mặt trời. Mặt trời. So I really enjoy seeing the sunset and also the sunrise every time I go to the beach. So every time I book a hotel or a place to stay, I prefer having a window with a sea view or sky view so I can see every day. And don't forget, in Vietnamese, mặt trời is the sun, but bầu trời is the sky. So in sentence, mặt trời mọc ở hướng đông. The sun rises from the east. Mặt trời mọc ở hướng đông. Mặt trời mọc ở hướng đông, but bầu trời hôm nay đẹp quá. The sky today is so nice. Bầu trời hôm nay đẹp quá. Bầu trời hôm nay đẹp quá. Mặt trời and bầu trời.
Cây cọ. Cây cọ. Palm tree.
Cây cọ. Palm tree. Cây cọ. Cây cọ. Palm tree. Palm tree is like a symbol of the beach and you will not see easily in the city but absolutely see a lot on the beach. So in sentence you can say only cọ and you can remove the word cây. For example, biệt thự này trồng rất nhiều cọ. There are many palm trees in this villa. Biệt thự này trồng rất nhiều cọ. Biệt thự này trồng rất nhiều cọ. Or you can say tôi nhìn thấy rất nhiều cọ trên bãi biển. I see a lot of palm trees on the beach. Tôi nhìn thấy rất nhiều cọ trên bãi biển. Tôi nhìn thấy rất nhiều cọ trên bãi biển.
Áo bơi. Áo bơi. Swimsuit.
Áo bơi. Swimsuit. Áo bơi. Okay, not only the word áo, bơi, but you also can use the words bikini for swimsuit in general. And in Vietnam, there are a lot of bikini and swimsuit that you can easily find very affordable and also very nice as well. So you can ask, em có mang áo bơi đi không? Do you bring a swimsuit? Em có mang áo bơi đi không? Em có mang áo bơi đi không?
Đại dương, đại dương. Ocean.
Đại dương, ocean. Đại dương. Okay, in Vietnamese traditional word, đại means big and dương means sea. So đại dương is big sea, ocean. Do you remember the movie Cô gái đại dương long time ago? It was very popular when it was very small and I really like that movie. So in sentence you can say, Cô gái đại dương là bộ phim yêu thích của tôi hồi nhỏ. The Ocean Girl is my favorite movie when I was very small. Cô gái đại dương là bộ phim yêu thích của tôi hồi nhỏ. Cô gái đại dương là bộ phim yêu thích của tôi hồi nhỏ. Or you can say đại dương thật bao la. The ocean is very large. Đại dương thật bao la. Đại dương thật bao la.
Nhân viên cứu hộ. Nhân viên cứu hộ. Lifeguard.
Nhân viên cứu hộ. Lifeguard. Nhân viên cứu hộ. Nhân viên cứu hộ. Okay, lifeguard is very important when you are playing on the beach and you better know where they work or where they stand so you can easily come and ask for help, especially when you are in emergency situation. So in sentence you can say, anh có biết nhân viên cứu hộ đứng ở đâu không? Do you know where the lifeguards stand? Anh có biết nhân viên cứu hộ đứng ở đâu không? Anh có biết nhân viên cứu hộ đứng ở đâu không? Or you can say nhân viên cứu hộ đang quan sát người bơi trên biển. The lifeguard is observing people who are swimming in the sea. Nhân viên cứu hộ đang quan sát người bơi trên biển. Nhân viên cứu hộ đang quan sát người bơi trên biển.
Xe mô tô nước. Xe mô tô nước. Jet ski.
Xe mô tô nước. Jet ski. Xe mô tô nước. Jet ski. I really like driving jet ski. It's scary, but actually so exciting and so much fun. And you know, it's very affordable in Vietnam. I think so. Compared with another country I've tried. And when you are driving jet ski, don't forget to wear áo phao, life vest. Áo phao. So đừng quên mặc áo phao khi lái mô tô nước. Don't forget to wear a life vest when you are driving a jet ski. Đừng quên mặc áo phao khi lái mô tô nước. Đừng quên mặc áo phao khi lái mô tô nước. Or you can say lái xe mô tô nước rất vui. Driving a jet ski is so much fun. Lái xe mô tô nước rất vui. Lái xe mô tô nước rất vui.
Khăn tắm biển. Khăn tắm biển. Beach towel.
Khăn tắm biển. Beach towel. Khăn tắm biển. Okay, khăn tắm biển is a beach towel, but actually in sentence you can remove the word biển and you can only use khăn tắm. For example, tôi để quên khăn tắm ở khách sạn rồi. I forgot my beach towel in the hotel. Tôi để quên khăn tắm ở khách sạn rồi. Tôi để quên khăn tắm ở khách sạn rồi.
Ghế trên bãi biển. Ghế trên bãi biển. Beach chair.
Ghế trên bãi biển. Beach chair. Ghế trên bãi biển. Ghế trên bãi biển. Okay, so ghế trên bãi biển is beach chair, but actually in sentence you can only use ghế for chair and bàn for table. So you can ask, xin lỗi, ở đây còn ghế nào trống không? Excuse me, there is any chair available? Or xin lỗi, ở đây còn bàn nào trống không? Excuse me, is there any table available? So ghế trên bãi biển, beach chair, and ghế is chair. Bàn is table. Bàn, ghế, ghế trên bãi biển.
Lâu đài cát. Lâu đài cát. Sand castle.
Lâu đài cát. Lâu đài cát. Lâu đài cát. Okay, Lô Đài Cát is sandcastle, and actually Lô Đài is the castle, and Cát is the sand. It's different with English because in Vietnamese we use the noun in front of the adjective or the characteristic of the word. So Lô Đài Cát in sentence, bọn trẻ đang xây lâu đài cát. Some kids are building a sandcastle. Bọn trẻ đang xây lâu đài cát. Bọn trẻ đang xây lâu đài cát.
Thùng ướp lạnh. Thùng ướp lạnh. Cooler.
Thùng ướp lạnh. Cooler. Thùng ướp lạnh. Thùng ướp lạnh. Cooler. So if you are traveling by driving for a long way and you bring food and you bring drinks, so you're gonna bring also the cooler to keep food and drink inside. So you can ask in sentence, anh có mang thùng ướp lạnh không? Do you bring a cooler? Anh có mang thùng ướp lạnh không? Do you bring a cooler? Or you can ask, anh bỏ bia vào thùng ướp lạnh nhé. Can you put beers into the cooler? Anh bỏ bia vào thùng ướp lạnh nhé. Anh bỏ bia vào thùng ướp lạnh nhé.
Thủy triều. Thủy triều. Tide.
Thủy triều. The tide. Thủy triều. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. You know that song? I like it. And in sentence, thủy triều hôm nay cao quá, chúng ta không nên bơi. We shouldn't swim today because the tide is very high. Thủy triều hôm nay cao quá, chúng ta không nên bơi. Thủy triều hôm nay cao quá, chúng ta không nên bơi.
Màu rám nắng. Màu rám nắng. Tan.
Màu rám nắng. A tan. Màu rám nắng. So I know you get confused sometimes when you see the word with R sound, but you don't know how to pronounce. Actually, to pronounce correctly is R sound, but lately nobody pronounce like that. You can actually pronounce like Z sound, just like Z sound in English is okay. It's totally fine. So when you say the word màu rám nắng, you don't have to pronounce màu rám nắng, but you can pronounce màu rám nắng. So in sentence, người nước ngoài thích du lịch Việt Nam để có làn da rám nắng. The foreigners likes to travel to Vietnam to get a tan. Người nước ngoài thích đi du lịch Việt Nam để có làn da rám nắng. Người nước ngoài thích đi du lịch Việt Nam để có làn da rám nắng.
Dép xỏ ngón. Dép xỏ ngón. Flip flop.
Dép xỏ ngón. Flip flop. Dép xỏ ngón. Okay, dép xỏ ngón. Very convenient, very cheap, very light and easy to wear anytime on the beach. So dép xỏ ngón là vật dụng không thể thiếu khi đi biển. Flip-flops are something you can't forget when going to the beach. Dép xỏ ngón là vật dụng không thể thiếu khi đi biển. Dép xỏ ngón là vật dụng không thể thiếu khi đi biển.
Kem chống nắng. Kem chống nắng. Sunscreen.
Kem chống nắng. Sunscreen. Kem chống nắng. Kem chống nắng. Sunscreen. Okay, so em đã mang kem chống nắng chưa? Did you bring sunscreen? Em đã mang kem chống nắng chưa? Did you bring sunscreen? Or đừng quên mang kem chống nắng. Don't forget to bring sunscreen. Đừng quên mang kem chống nắng. Đừng quên mang kem chống nắng. Okay, so let's check one more time. Kính râm, check. Kính bơi, check. Dép xỏ ngón, check. Kem chống nắng, check. Okay, let's go.
Áo bơi bikini. Áo bơi bikini. Áo bơi bikini. Bikini.
Áo bơi bikini. Bikini. Áo bơi bikini. Áo bơi bikini. Bikini. So talking about bikini or swimsuit, you can use áo bơi or bikini. But áo bơi you can use for one piece and two pieces. But only bikini you can use for two pieces. Bikini. So you can use in sentence. Chị mặc áo bơi rất đẹp. You look great when wearing a bikini. Chị mặc áo bơi rất đẹp. Chị mặc áo bơi rất đẹp. When you want to give compliments for a woman a little bit older than you, and you use the word chị to talk about her. So chị is you, but actually it's for a woman older than you. So don't forget, chị mặc áo bơi rất đẹp. You look great when wearing a bikini. Lều, lều, tent. Lều, tent. Lều. Okay, so booking a nice room for a trip is very good actually already, but if you want to explore the nature, or if you want to spend the whole night on the beach, seeing the sky, why don't you bring a tent? So chúng tôi đã mang lều ra biển. We brought the tent to the beach. Chúng tôi đã mang lều ra biển. Chúng tôi đã mang lều ra biển. We brought a tent to the beach. Cắm trại. Cắm trại. To camp. Cắm trại. To camp. Camping on the beach is awesome. We can do barbecue, we can drink, we can party and nobody disturb us. And cắm trại trên bãi biển rất tuyệt vời. Camping on the beach is awesome. Cắm trại trên bãi biển rất tuyệt vời. Cắm trại trên bãi biển rất tuyệt vời. Camping on the beach is awesome. Or you can tell to your family, mọi người, hè này chúng ta sẽ đi cắm trại. Guys, we will go camping this summer. Mọi người, hè này chúng ta sẽ đi cắm trại.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.